maybe Farrakhan and
Very.
who's the guy in Harlem, the black preacher?
Al Sharpton?
Yeah, Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
Like, we got to be more forgiving of them because they're kind of like whining
Because
like
they're
the
whiny.
Jews in the wilderness in the first
Oh
generation.
man, I'm sure they all appreciated that.
Right.
that graciousness on Dennis's part. But they're not. This is not the whole point of having waited the 40 years. Is that the entire generation that had experienced slavery is supposed to have died out. So this is supposed to be a fresh generation,
Oh, yes,
untainted by
right.
the legacy of slavery.
Right. Yeah, I think they'd be pretty ticked about having to wander in the wilderness for 40 years.
For 40 years.
Just imagine having to hang out in the desert for 40 years.
Yeah.
I think I'd complain a lot too.
Yeah, literally waiting for all the old people to die.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
but I just wouldn't want to be in the desert,
for
40 years. That's just doesn't seem like a pleasant way to.
Thing.
I mean, and all because somebody dropped a quarter.
Right, that's the joke. Yeah, no, it doesn't. I would complain too. Actually, India was a little like being in the desert for 40 years.
Yeah, is it a third world country?
Yeah, and
can you drink the water?
You drink bottled. You have to drink filtered water, and it's not a lot of hot water in most places. Very rarely do they have a hot water, and it's so humid, hot and humid. It's a trying country thematically.
But fascinating. I mean, I hear it's said it's the most religious country in the world.
Yeah. I think those things are hard to quantify, but I believe that that's true. I mean, it does seem to infuse kind of every aspect of daily life. What's amazing there is that when they had a terrorist attack there, I guess it's a little over a year ago now, they killed, the terrorists attacked a Chabad house in Mumbai and killed several Jews.
Right. Yeah, there's nowhere that's safe. Why do you think people hate Jews?
I think there are many reasons. I think there are a lot of reasons, a lot of historical reasons. I think in Europe they were the only minority, essentially, and so all the xenophobia in Europe got directed instead of, whereas in the United States, or when xenophobia emerges, as it gets dispersed among, many different groups. In Europe, you had one group to project all that xenophobia onto, and it was the Jews. Also, just the niche they play, it's what you sometimes call middleman minorities. It's a very easily. Jews are not the only middleman minority in the world. It's a group that serves as an intermediary between the kind of the wealthy and the hoi polloi, and when problems start, often they take a lot of the heat. So that's another reason.
Do you think Israel will still be a Jewish state in 40 years?
I've become less and less optimistic about that over the years. In 40 years, maybe. But looking at the long term, for me, my question, is 200 years. I don't see it.
Do you think Israel will be more likely to stay a Jewish state? What?
No, I have nothing.
You had an insight.
Reminds me of.
Go ahead.
when I lived in Ireland, I don't know. I think I told you before. I did a lot of. I guess a lot of what you would call hasbara. At the time, there was the Second Intifada, and I felt like there was no one to, even though I'm not foaming at the mouth pro-Israel by American standards. Over there, I'm practically like, a Zionist fascist, and they
Americana.
What?
Over there, you're practically Americana.
I'm Americana over there. One thing that very often came up was this claim that Israel had the fantasy of greater Israel, which stretched from the Mediterranean to the Euphrates, and it came up a lot, and it was kind of tiresome to deflecting that all the time. But in here, it does in fact say, it's mentioned, start out and make your way to the hill country of the Amorites, and to all their neighbors in the Araba, the hill country, the Shephelah, the Negev, the seacoast, the land of the Canaanites, and the Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. So, if this is a contract, which I know the more orthodox among us believe, we really do, then, you know, it does seem to say here that the land of Israel will extend all the way to the river Euphrates. So, you know, most of Iraq is ours.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested for people who do consider us Jews as having a biblical mandate.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say that we should take that much land.
Well, I've only heard critics of Israel and kind of conspiracist critics of Israel claim that our ambitions were to claim everything as far as the Euphrates. But here in Devarim, it does seem to say that.
What's the verse?
1:7.
Here, let the moral leader peruse that. Oh, in Lebanon, as far as the great river. Where is the Euphrates?
It's in Iraq.
Really?
Yeah, but it's a huge swath of the Middle East.
Wait, it doesn't say that. Oh, wait, I placed the land at your disposal.
Yeah, it's at our disposal.
Make your way to the hill country and to all their neighbors, the seacoast, the land of the Canaanites, and the Lebanon, as far as the river Euphrates. See, I placed the land at your disposal.
Wow. So the critics of Israel...
That is Greater Israel.
Yeah, that is Greater Israel right there. I still don't believe that the state of Israel has any ambitions to fulfill that.
Right.
But again, for all my friends at Torah and Yerushalayim who have given me so many nice tours of the old city, and who do point to this as essentially a contract, the Bible it's a contract. It does seem that most of Iraq is ours, and Jordan is ours, and
how much time have you spent at Torah?
every time I go to Israel, I go to Torah.
Really?
I don't stay there the whole time, but I spend at least a couple days staying at Heritage House, which is the hostel affiliated with Torah, and then go to Aish for a couple days.
And what do you do at Aish, Joey Kutzman?
I study the Word. Yeah.
So do you think Israel is more likely to survive as a Jewish state if Jews there keep the mitzvot? Do you think that improves Israel's security? Like if the guys get up and put on the tefillin every morning?
I don't think it has any... I don't think that Hashem will be more pleased with us, and that's why it'll ensure Israel's security. I do think that Israel may have a hard time. It could be that what. Look, when I've been there, I have a cousin who's a settler, and the people who are most passionate about the state of Israel now are not the extreme religious who don't believe that the state should be there, but kind of the National Religious Party types. So it could be that true belief in the religion of Judaism and practice of the religion of Judaism could serve as a really intense kind of gelling agent that would allow the state to survive in the long term, through the long term future. Because I think in the long term future they're going to ultimately have to contend with the demographics of the area, which are not
Jew friendly.
Not Jew friendly at all.
Do you believe in Jewish unity, and if so, what does it mean to you?
I don't believe that Jewish unity exists in the sense that Jews don't act with any unified goals or modus operandi, or there's no unified action.
Right.
And I don't, because you'll recall have always been kind of anti-community in general.
Yeah.
Though I may be coming around a little bit on that, but I don't want to be part of any
Jewish community.
Well, it's not that I don't. I mean, I'm happy to be. I still want to mold myself to the the dictates of any particular community. But though I'm happy to be accepted by one if it the Kurt Cobain thing, come as you are. I guess it doesn't mean a whole lot to me.
So,